Have you ever felt that you are totally stuck in a cycle of overthinking, procrastination, or just simply avoiding a decision? And then what happens? Things get worse. Resistance isn't about fear. It's the gap between what your intuition knows you should do and the actions you actually take. When you trust your inner guidance, you move through resistance with ease. It happens. But the longer you resist, the harder things become. Today, I'm going to be diving into how to recognize resistance, how it slows your manifestations, and how listening to your intuition unlocks the fastest path to what you desire. So let's get into this. Okay, first thing that I want to discuss today is the fact that resistance creates struggle. Intuition creates flow. So, what happens in life? Resistance is naturally created. It's the power that is essentially thrown at us, or it's the situations that help us to grow. Resistance, that's it. So let's just say, for example, you're faced with a huge, big project at work or at home, or some big thing happens in your life. Or, like me, you have a huge, overwhelming to-do list of all different areas of your life. You have two choices. What are you going to do? A, take action now. Literally just start something. So it could be making a list, breaking down your steps. It could be writing down that to-do list. It could be, I don't know, like the very first step is essentially working out, what do I need to do here? Because you know what you need to do. What's the first step? It could be reaching out to someone. And then what are you doing? Well, you've created the hard parts, the plan. Now you just need to implement. Now you just need to follow the path of least resistance. So that's your first choice. And what's going to happen? Inevitably, you make a move that's divinely guided, even if the situation was from a place of overwhelm or, struggle. So what? That's your space to grow. The next option, what's that? Well, you know that one. Ignore it. Put it off. Let resistance build and build and build, and watch the problem grow. We've all done it. There could be, I always bring it back to this one, it could be like you're just feeling super overwhelmed. Well, why are you feeling overwhelmed? You know it's because you've got so many actions building up that you need to take. So, like I said, back to the first step, you know what to do? Start making a list. What actions do I need to take? Literally, the action by action approach. But if you don't do that, if you just go, you know what, I've got this, it's coming up in a few months, I'm just going to leave it. I know it's in my head, it's fine. I'm just going to put it off until the last minute. And then what happens? Overwhelm, stress, burnout. It's not good. That is when you let resistance build. What's happening when something's flagging up in your head like, oh, you have to do this, or, oh God, you've got resistance because you know that you've got things that need to be taken care of. That's your divine guidance. Divine guidance isn't like a thunderbolt from the sky going, oh, wow, now you have to do this, or wow, this opportunity is arising for you. No, it's like the divine guidance says you feel resistance. Your emotional guidance system, your heart, your energy, your life force is basically saying, whoa, look at this for a moment, will you? And we're giving you this guidance because we think you should look at it and pay attention right now. Could be anything. Could be like, you've got this something simple as this, a little itch on your back. And it itches every day. And that freckle, you're looking at it and you're like, is that okay? You keep thinking it and you keep feeling it and you keep putting it off and putting it off and putting it off until eventually you're like, I'm just going to see about this. And what happens? Well, your doctor said, I'm going to refer you. What happened to them? The consultant says, okay, we're going to have that removed. Now, what was happening the whole time? You were worrying, you were stressing, you were thinking, but you were putting it off. You're like, it's not a big deal. Yeah, it could have been a big deal, but you dealt with it. You made it happen. I'm talking from experience. The more you put something off, the longer you put it off, especially when you have divine guidance, like you've got that little voice in your head, you've got that little inkling, I need to do something. That's when you need to make it happen. That's when you need to move. And it doesn't need to be something like that. It could be something as simple as you've got, if you're anything like me, you've got children. What happens? They have got an overwhelming amount of toys, clothes, blah, blah, blah. All this stuff is growing out of them. You're going to let it pile up. You're going to throw it in a cupboard. You're going to wait until you get completely overwhelmed. Or like me, the cupboard under the stairs. Everywhere else might be as tidy as can be, but that cupboard under the stairs, well, what are you going to do? Well, what did I do? Okay, finally, it was until the point where the universe gave me a very clear opportunity to do something about it. My daughter sat on on my other son's toy box. The plastic broke. It was one of those plastic storage containers that he keeps his toys in. Okay, I think I'm going to also buy another 9 of those because I'm going to start sorting out the things that we never gotten round to since we've moved house. I was given an opportunity, but I could have done it a lot sooner. So again, it took up mental space and energy for me. And there's many things in all of our lives where we can do this. The sooner you act from alignment, the easier things become. Let's move on, okay? Because I really want to give you the gold and help you to understand how beneficial this can be for actually quickly expediting how you receive your manifestations. So intuition is the shortcut to transformation. And what happens is your intuition, that little voice, that feeling you get, is always nudging you towards positive change. Always. Let's say, here's another example, something that probably many people in the UK probably feel, or the USA, any Western country. Let's say you feel called to quit a cycle of, say, comfort eating or sugar because you're like, it's creeping in. Those snacks are getting too frequent for me. I'm eating a bit too much chocolate, a few too many crisps, whatever it may be for you. Or say it's about maybe like alcohol. Maybe you're like, I have been getting into a habit recently where I've been drinking just for the sake of it, or I have been doing it maybe on the weekends and then maybe a bit more frequently, or maybe it's just something that you're called to do. Maybe you've seen signs or guidance in your life. Maybe you're seeing life through someone else's experience and how things can potentially snowball out of control, and you feel that nudge. It's time to make a change. What you can basically do in that situation is make a choice. It doesn't matter how quiet that voice is inside of you. If you hear that call, you need to take action now. Because what's going to happen is you've only got 2 options. You've got option A, which is you start stepping into that higher version of yourself. You start becoming the superstar version of you who is ready to manifest everything. Or you're just going to let it snowball and spiral out of control until one day you hit your rock bottom. And that's genuinely what's going to happen. And what you're going to do is you're then going to be faced with a very difficult scenario where it's going to be very challenging for you to answer the call. So take action now and step into a higher version of yourself, or ignore it, let resistance grow and grow and grow, and eventually your rock bottom is going to force you to change, kicking and screaming whether you like it or not. And that's the reality, and that's why I'm sharing this with you, because I've seen this happen in real life and I don't want you there, because you have the power. But what you don't see is, however hard rock bottom can be, the beautiful, shining, most incredible life, it can be next level, so good that you will never understand how good it can get until you do it. So let's look and kind of like summarize here. Avoiding resistance, it's going to lead you to a way bigger regret down the line, because what's happening is you're compounding all of that energy, and you're not just adding on little by little, you're literally compounding like it's growth upon growth until it gets to an exponential regret. Okay? No one really speaks about this, but you know, if you've got that feeling within you, it's like whether it's tidying up your home or whether it's like a long-term relationship that you're in right now and it's going nowhere, and you've seen evidence to suggest that it's not ever going to go anywhere, or you're unsure about that. If you were sure, then you would make a move and you would know what was going to happen next. A job, again, same situation. If you don't know where it's going, if you're not adding enough value to move places that you want to go, that job's potentially so wrong for you. Maybe not. Maybe it's perfect for where you are right now. But if you know something like relationship, job, situation, or maybe lifestyle choices like you're making, like I spoke about earlier, like with the sugar, with the, maybe the weight's just creeping on. Same thing with alcohol as well. With those situations where you're feeling comfort sneaks into, this isn't so comfortable anymore. I'm not so happy about this anymore. This is the time where you need to understand that the more you resist, the harder it becomes to walk away. Every single moment you think about it and you put it off, because your divine guidance is telling you for a reason, you need to deal with this to get to your next level, or to avoid something that could potentially be very, very wrong for you. So it's a little voice taking care of you. Now you can leave now and you can open yourself up to better opportunities, a more amazing life, or you can stay stuck. You can invest more time and energy into something that you've already outgrown, something that wasn't meant for you. But like I said, the more you resist, the harder it becomes for you to walk away. And resistance only exists when you fight. That's what you're doing. And I say I do it too. That's why I'm sharing this with you, because there are things that everyone needs to work on. This is the nature of being a human. We all have intuition, but it only exists when you fight what your intuition already knows, the resistance. So the faster you listen, the faster you align with your manifestations. So I want you to ask yourself, and I want you to take ownership and share this in the comments right now. What are you resisting? Or where are you resisting what you already know you need to do? And here's a nice one. What would happen if you actually just trusted yourself? If you took all of the scariness out of the equation, if you took all the it's going to be hard out of the equation, if you just simply did the thing you know you have to do, how would life look for you? And I'm so excited because in the next episode, what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be sharing with you exactly how you take the action. I'm not just going to leave you with why you need to. Tomorrow, I don't have time to do this today, but tomorrow in the next episode, I'm going to share with you exactly how you take action, exactly how you move past resistance. And I'm going to give you my step-by-step guide to this. This is something I do every single time I want to manifest quickly and I want to make improvements in my life, and I essentially want to make something better. So rather than saying I want to quit this or I want to quit that or I want to leave something behind, no, how do you basically replace one huge part of resistance in your life? How do you move through that quickly? I'm going to share the steps with you. It could be anything. It could be gaining a new romantic partner. It could be losing weight. It could be quitting, say, alcohol or cigarettes, drugs, whatever you use. It could be any of those things. But I'm going to share with you exactly how you completely transform your life by flipping resistance on its head. So I'm really, really excited for that. So I'm going to remind you to hit the like button if you got something from this episode. I really hope you did. Tomorrow's is going to be super powerful as well. Make sure that you hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed so that you don't miss out on that one. And there are amazing freebies below for you. I've created an amazing manifestation bundle for you, absolutely free. You cannot find this anywhere else on the internet. It's not one of those copy paste, click and download things. It's like literally gold. So download it. There are amazing meditations that are going to help you up-level your life, visualization meditations, and the perfect day planner, which is going to help you design your dream life from scratch, even if it's like sheer hell right now. So check out mrsmanifestation.com for those and other things. But remember, trust your intuition. And as I was saying at the very, very beginning, it's all about overcoming resistance. Trust your intuition, take the steps, and make sure that you've liked and you're ready for the next drop, because I'm going to take you through step by step how you actually do this. Have an amazing day. Don't forget to comment below, and I'll see you in the next one. It's going to be epic.